Okay, so now the next step is you have appointed a new first line manager, and you need to make sure that this person is able to perform at the right level. You need to make sure that they are able to assume the responsibilities, that they are capable of being able to do the job. And so, because of that, you need to coach them. That is part of a middle manager's role, is to coach their junior manager or their first line manager. So here on the left hand side is a list of processes that needs to be followed. Firstly, you need to perform an assessment of the employee being coached. So what are they good at? What are they weak at? What are their previous qualifications? What are their experience? Have they been in that role before? And so that we know what we're dealing with. Then you need to make sure that they understand the expectations. So show them the KPIs, show them their responsibilities, show them the measures they're going to be held to, and also explain why they are going to be coached. Then make sure that they are committed to the coaching process and to its goals. If they're not committed, then you're never going to see results. So you have to either gain commitment or you need to put enough rewards in place for them to be engaged into that coaching process. Then you've got to set up an action plan based on the skills and the concepts that the employee needs to learn or that they need to adapt. So we need to say, okay, so certain things you're not strong at, you need these things in order to progress. So this is how we're going to give it to you. This is how you're going to be trained. This is who you're going to have to be mentored by. These are the things that you have to prove to us in order for you to be able to fulfill that function. Then you create a measure by setting up concrete goals with each step. So once you're hitting that level, then we know that that's complete. Then we move to the next level. We create small wins along the way so that they are motivated and they gain momentum in the coaching journey. Then the last one is find suitable rewards and penalties for not achieving the goals or following through with constructive and relevant feedback to that person being coached. So some rewards work for some people, other rewards work for other people. So we need to get to know the person that we're coaching in order to properly motivate. If they are unable to perform at the right measurement, well, then we need to work out what is the penalty. Sometimes we put them on probation so that after 3 months we can relook at what they are able to do and to see if they actually can fulfill the function of a first line manager. On your right hand side, you'll see a little bit of a job profile. This will be the basis of the coaching. So it's got things like what are they doing, what is intended for them, what is the goals of the workplace learner student. So in other words, what do they need to fulfill over the next while they are still training into that position, the tasks that they are expected to do, and then achievement or level of the task that they're able to do. So this gives you a nice coaching document that you can work from, where you show the expectations that you want from this person. Then you've got to prepare records of the expected performance. They need to see it in writing what is expected so that we can always go back to those records and say, remember when we first spoke, these were the things that we wanted to put in place. This is the level that you had to perform at. How far are we towards achieving those things? Then I'm going to be looking over here. You've got a system for recording information. So we're going to have a coaching process and we're going to record the information. So here are some coaching session forms that I want to show you. So it's on page 19, 20, and 21 of your workbook. So go to page 19. Okay, I'm going to move myself out of the way here. All right, let's go to number 19. Okay, so you see these forms. So what do we expect from the coaching or mentoring relationship? The coach expects, the learner expects. What was the agreement made? How do we handle confidentiality? So if the acting manager says something about their previous manager, can we expose that? Can we take that out of that coaching relationship? Well, we shouldn't, but let's just make sure that we both agree on that. Then how often will we meet? Is it weekly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it monthly? You guys need to put that in agreement. Where will you meet? When will you meet? All those kinds of things. If you are too busy, how will you handle it? Will you reschedule it? Will you make sure that that's a priority? You guys need to decide. So this is really where you decide, you set up a contract between yourself as the coach and the learner who's becoming a first line manager. And you need to make sure that everyone's in agreement with how these sessions are going to go. There's also another one. So this is another one. You'll take a look at it on page 20, read through it. Okay. So those are what they call coaching session notes. So you'll see here's another one which gives it the same idea, but just looks different. And so everyone sort of finds their own way of putting together a coaching session form. So the first one was example one. This is example two. You can read through both and you decide which one makes more sense to you. And that's going to be the one that you're going to use going forward into this coaching, into your sort of coaching module, and you're also going to be doing a bit of coaching when you leave here and do some workplace application. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, now you're going to do your formative 4.2. So consider the coaching process and sessions with an employee. With reference to your workplace, discuss the various ways in which employees are rewarded for goals achieved or penalized for not achieving the goals, and whether these rewards and penalties are effective or not. Give reasons with examples to support your observations. So I want to hear from you in your organization. What are the rewards for achieving in coaching sessions? But what are the penalties for not achieving during coaching sessions? So you tell me about your experiences, what you've observed, and if the rewards and the penalties are sufficient or not sufficient. Do they inspire people or do they harm people? So you've seen it. You're going to tell me a little bit about it. What are the rewards? What are the penalties? And what is the effects that they have? Then we're going to go to our summative. Okay, so this is going to be a coaching plan. Develop a coaching plan and a schedule based on the analysis of the job profile from the previous summative assessment. So remember, we said, okay, so this is what a first line manager position looks like. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the key results area that you looked at in the previous summative assessment. What priority is it? How important is it? So is it number one or is it number 10? Is coaching required in this area? So we look at a potential first line manager. Do they need coaching? When are they going to complete that skills development? And then what is the expected performance for each key results area? So what is the measurement that they have in place? Okay, so key results area, what priority? Do they need coaching? When should they have completed that coaching? And what is the expected performance when you have finished your coaching session? Question number two says develop a form that you could use for recording the decisions, commitments, and any other relevant information recorded with the discussions with the first line manager. Refer to the coaching template examples. Remember 19, 20, and 21, we took a look at them, and create one that is aligned to the examples. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the same, but just put a form together that looks similar that will give you the same results. So when you have a coaching session, make sure that the fields will help you to drive and to align your coaching session with the expected results that you want. Okay, so that's for 4.2, question 1 and question 2. All right, guys, that's going to take you at least half an hour. So put on your stopwatches, put a reminder on your phone that in half an hour you're going to finish your formative and your summative, and then you're going to come back to the next video.